Welcome back everyone to the Seattle Seahawks franchise. We are coming off a very big win against the Rams last week, and we know that every win matters as we near the end of the season. We only have 2 more games to determine whether we have an early off season or our first ever playoff appearance in this Seahawks franchise. The fate is very much in our hands and we currently trail the Cardinals by a game. I expect that the momentum against the Rams should carry over to today's matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are just a 3-win team and not much has changed in terms of their personnel. Trevor Lawrence is still their main guy and the former #1 pick does have help. One of them is the burner on the outside in Brian Thomas Jr. Our corners will need to go toe-to-toe with his speed and he may be the biggest threat for our defense today. What's even more troubling and confusing is on the other side of the ball. We know they have some premier pass rushers and the edge is where they create the most problems for offenses. However, this year it has been an abysmal for their defense. They rank pretty much in the bottom 5 in all of the defensive categories. Our offense should be salivating at the opportunity to face this team. We've had a troubling few games scoring points, but today we should fire up the scoreboard fast and early so we can rely on the run game to get us to the victory. We will still be without Demarius Ghostin for one more game, and I'm hoping this won't be an issue since the Jaguars rank dead last in sacks. But the offense is going to come down to Kenneth Walker. He was injured for the majority of the season, and since he's back, each time he has 100 yards plus rushing, we end up winning the game. So it's going to be up to him, and who knows, he may still have a chance to reach 1,000 yards this season if we get another good outing from him. But it should be an exciting matchup, and we're looking for win number 9 as our offense will get the ball to start. And welcome to week 17, everybody. This is Rondale Moore looking for space on the return. He takes this out left. He is still going and now tracked down by a bunch of teal jerseys. All that running and still didn't get to the 30, but hopefully Howell can break out of his slump today against this poor defense. And we'll pick it up on 2nd down from the pistol. It's an early start for Walker stretching this outside. Catches the edge and a great run to get his day going. The Rams couldn't figure him out last game and we'll hope for the same type of impact against this front 7 as he does a good job to pick up the 1st down. And we have a man down early in this game. It is their top linebacker Oluokun. He'll retreat to the locker room and I assure you this defense can't afford to lose anyone today. 2 tight ends line up at the line of scrimmage. Howell's gonna rip this to the screen and it's jumped for an interception. This will be an easy pick 6 for this Jacksonville defense. And it's Andre Cisco who hunts it down with cat-like reflexes. Sam Howell gets extremely exposed on this play. He was just trying to get it out quick, but he never saw Andre Cisco who read that all the way through. Obviously not the start that we want, but it's a matter of overcoming adversity. Back to Walker who will try to erase it from our minds with another explosive run of 7. Just need 2 yards to keep the chains moving. It's flipped out to McDonald, and here's the rookie with the big catch and run as he propels us towards Jacksonville territory. If we can't get a deal done with Noah Fant this offseason, I feel really good about who we have going forward. As Walker has a lane, good block by McDonald, there is another, and it's back-to-back big gains. But how about this guy not just making catches, but doing the dirty work to free up our back? There's tons of talent for Nate McDonald, and that's going to earn you playing time any day. Charbonnet and McIntosh in the backfield now. It goes to Charbonnet and there's a small crease and he'll get about 3 or 4 yards. He did a good job of protecting Howell from making mistakes and it's credited to the ground game. Now the play fake doesn't fool the defense and he'll heave this and incomplete to Walker who was the intended receiver. Howell dropping back on 3rd down. He doesn't pull the trigger and he's sacked. Kendrick Cook was open on the play, but it seems he's a bit gun-shy after the early mistake. That will bring on Jason Myers for a 50-yard try. These are not gimmies, and this one just makes it through the upright, and we have some points to work with. Trevor Lawrence and this Jaguars offense. We'll start with Etienne, and they're off and running. They seem fresh, even though they've sat for the majority of this first quarter. At the 41, Lawrence all by himself in the backfield. His first pass is batted down. It's Brandon Ballard who came away with the game-clinching interception against the Rams, and that's a good sign being out in an island by himself. And that's a dart and completed to Christian Kirk on the outside, and the conversion gets them in the 30. Kirk is the leading receiver on this roster, and he's on the sidelines for this play. As Lawrence slings it out to his tight end, it's Brenton Strange seeing some action, and we wish Love could have taken him down on the first attempt. Instead, it's back-to-back first downs for Jacksonville. Man in motion is Thomas Jr., and Lawrence goes to his direction, and the second year out of LSU has this at the 2-yard line. And I would assume we'll see more of him in this game. Coverage looks good. Lawrence steps up, and he dives in for the touchdown. That felt destined that a drive would end on a QB run, but I appreciate what the secondary did. Nothing was open on either side of the field, but the defense just never accounted for Lawrence to run up and take it himself. Not exactly the start we were expecting against a 3-win team. Here's a screen, and Bates goes airborne for only a couple. Howell also took a shot in the backfield, but that helps as the Jaguars were a bit too ambitious. 5 yards feels like plenty with how slow it's been, but here's Walker. He's got the angle. This is gonna be huge. Hines Allen unable to catch up, but he'll be tackled out of bounds, and he's got 90 yards in the first quarter alone. This guy has been incredible. As Charbonnet gets it going left, and he'll take us to the end of the first quarter with a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Walker back in. He gets it and nearly gets us 6, but it's still a gain of 6. Seems like K9 has that dog in him right now. Here's a lane, crosses the goal line, but a flag will negate the touchdown, and they'll try again. They send out 2 tight ends on 3rd and long. Pressure gets picked up. Throw to the end zone. It's a touchdown! What a throw by Howell, and Noah Fant will find the end zone for us for the first time today. Just want to give a big shout out to Tyler Steen, number 56, for picking up the blitz, and that bought us enough time to hit Fant traveling across the field. Perfect blocking, perfect route, and perfect throw. That is hopefully one of many that will happen the rest of this game. Now Lawrence trying a play action pass, and that's knocked away by Cameron Tucker. He continues to make his case for being the defensive rookie of the year, as they go back to the ground, and Etienne will get them 4. Massive 3rd down here early in this game. Lawrence fires right side, incomplete. 2 receivers in the same area, and he couldn't find either of them, and the momentum is beginning to shift to our favor, as Walker sheds off one, and another healthy gain that will make this 3rd and about a length of a football. 2 tight ends again on 3rd down. It goes to Lockett on a sweep, and he'll just cut and settle for a new fresh set of downs. Tyler Lockett made an amazing catch in traffic last week. Here's Walker, getting by traffic, looking for an edge, but a nice job by Siskel on the tackle. That could have gone a long way again. Ground game has been working well. Meanwhile, the pass game may need a little bit more work. That was not even close. They'll try again, and that's thrown right at the feet of Metcalf. Running out of options when you're dealing with a 3rd and long. And there it is. When in doubt, throw a crossing route to your tight end. Across Jacksonville territory with 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Walker again, and he is the offense. A $128 and another first down. Staying with what works. Good patience, and we just need to keep feeding him. It's basically automatically 4 yards every time. This time it's a fake, and he can't avoid the pressure. Peyton Turner goes from Saint to Savage, and it's a loss of 10. Fant is currently lined up in a 3-point stance. He's gone to him every time on 3rd down, but this time they double him, and that will fall as the punt team will come out. It's too far for a field goal try here, and Dixon with a high kick. It's near the 20, and that will be fair caught. That felt like a drive we needed to have to at least give us an edge before the half possibly ends, as Etienne has another good run, and he'll tack on another 12. I'm surprised they haven't utilized him more in this game. But he'll get it again. He's got blockers, and now space to run. Travis Etienne breaks away for a big one as he crosses over to Seattle territory. From the 41, they have 3 tight ends in line. but it's a quick toss to the outside, and that is Gabe Davis who gets tackled down by Witherspoon for 8. Now Lawrence from empty. Gonna rainbow this towards the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown! Brian Thomas Jr. We allowed 14 points a week ago, and the Jaguars surpassed that here in this first half. And it's Brandon Ballard who was praised last week but loses the race against BTJ, and our inconsistency continues. Jacksonville gets the football to start the second half, so we gotta put something up before this half ends. That tough catch was made by Kendrick Cook, and some of these balls thrown today are concerning. They'll try Metcalf now, and that is dropped. Ball was a bit behind, but we've seen Metcalf make tougher catches than that. Now Howell going back to him, and that time they're in sync, and it'll get him across midfield. Minute 12 to go. Working from the pistol. Howell, feeling immediate pressure, he's flushed out right, and he's gonna toss this away. For a team that's last in sacks, they sure are making us feel uncomfortable in the pocket so far. And another hospital ball is caught, this time by McDonald, and they still need 8 on this third down. Better protection now. Throwing across, and what in the world was that? You know, initially I thought they bumped into each other and it disrupted the play, but they didn't. Sam Howell flat out misses the open man, and I have no idea why he and Metcalf are not in the same page today, but that needs to be cleaned up very soon. As Brian Thomas Jr. has another catch, this will be a nice gain of 14, but both teams opt to not use their timeouts, and that will lead to the end of the first half. It's been disappointing to say the least. We came in facing the worst defense in the league, and we have 10 points to show for it. We gotta figure out how to keep getting the ball into this guy's hands, but we also need to see better throws from Sam Howell. Stretching the field may be the only way we can come out on top, and we need to rip those quickly. As the Jaguars will open up the second half with the football on their own 26. Lawrence will throw from the gun, and he'll hit the slant to Gabe Davis again. Aside from the offense, the defense needs to pull their weight. This is different from what we saw last week. As Etienne nearly slips by everyone, and we're lucky he just gets 4. He's probably their biggest weapon, and they're not even going to him that much, because Lawrence keeps finding success through the air as this completion will get them across midfield. Davis has been his favorite weapon as the game progresses, but that time he can't hold on, so maybe we'll get a chance to get off the field. Obviously throwing, floated to the left side, and this time it's no problem for Davis as he hangs on to keep the chains moving. 3 receivers set with Davis lined up on the left side. Lawrence from the gun. He'll go to his right side and hit Thomas Jr. again. We were so fixated on this defense being bad, we didn't keep ourselves accountable for their offensive firepower, and all 3 of their receivers have done damage in this game. Second down now, and 9 yards away from blowing this game open. He's being chased, and the throw to the end zone will end up in the stands, so we'll have another shot on third down. Seattle sending heat. Lawrence with nowhere to go, and he'll just toss this out of bounds, so we'll hold them to just 3. Fortunately, this is just a 2-touchdown game, but we really need to get going on this drive, as Walker gets stuffed. Run blitz or pass blitz, it did not matter. It's quickly third down. They send another, and Howell never saw it coming. He gets hit again, and he's lucky to get that off. Johnson comes screaming from the nickel position, and no one noticed him, and they've been harassing Howell a bunch in the backfield today. It has been a rough game for both sides of the ball. Here's Etienne again, and he's got about 5 to make it 3rd and 6. But more trouble ensues as Byron Murphy is holding his abdomen, and that is a huge loss for a team that is lacking on putting pressure on this offense. Tough break, and we'll trust the defense can survive this. But here's some pressure. Lawrence feels it and will throw it away. So we get our first 3 and out of the day, and this is the first punt in the entire game for Jacksonville. This will be booted back near the 24, and Richardson doesn't get much. Time is starting to fly, and this Seahawks offense has been grounded so far. They start from the pistol, going with a play-action pass, throwing to the other side of the field, and nearly picked off. His accuracy blunders are getting scarier by the moment. Walker now sweeping and cutting it to the left side, but there's a penalty marker on the field, and it's against Seattle for a hold. We're not catching any breaks, but we're also beating ourselves in this game. Toss over the middle, and another dangerous throw, and that's 2 in a row that could have gone the other way. And we can consider this 3rd and long to be a blessing in disguise. Trying a third play action pass. Heaves it to the left side, and that's broken up. Tried to find Lockett again, but this offense remains stalled, and we have made this bottom tier defensive unit look superior. As Lawrence continues to shred our secondary, that's to Kirk for a gain of 8. 2 tight ends on 3rd and short. Lawrence under center. Hand off to Etienne. He finds a crease and he's going to get a big chunk and a new fresh set of downs. And this defense has lost their edge. I also think it would be really tough to bring the running back down when you're on your back. Lawrence remains under center as the final seconds tick in the 3rd. He'll toss it to the left side, and Brenton Strange has been getting tons of action today. And with our personnel, we don't stand a chance against tight ends. 2nd down from the 25. Seattle sending weak side pressure. But the ball comes out quickly, and that is probably the biggest story today. It's been a very comfortable pocket for Trevor Lawrence. Now from empty. Quick hitter, and Ingram couldn't hold on. First time we've called his name today, and he bobbled the ball, which will lead to a field goal attempt. And the Jaguars have made this a 17-point game. You know, we came into this game riding high on a win against the Rams, and you would think we'd be firing on all cylinders against this bad defense. But instead, Howell gets imploded on, and he's taking some shots in the backfield today. Trayvon Walker with the sack as they send 4 on 3rd and long. Over the middle, and they figured out that we like going to him on 3rd down. That's also a few hospital balls thrown today by Howell, but no choice here, we have to go for it. He'll loft this down the seams, and what a grab! Tyler Lockett with 3 Jaguars all over him, and he still has control. Full speed, 2 major shots, and 1 fantastic grab. We're not done yet. From the Jacksonville 44 on 2nd down. Good protection. Firing deep to the right. And another amazing catch. This time by the rookie Kendrick Cook. And he's down at the 1. They go with Walker and he'll drive his way forward for a touchdown. Maybe we should have ripped these throws earlier in the game because this finish was credited to our receivers with some big catches. And we have a 10-point game. Jaguars will have it on their own 30 to start on 2nd down. Ball comes out quickly and completed to Strange, but a nice tackle is made there by Ballard to keep it a minimal gain. Jacksonville now spreading the defense out on 3rd and 7. Lawrence with time, feeling some pressure, and no one is open, so he'll just toss this away. And all of a sudden, there's a chance to shrink this 10-point game. I think we have to continue to trust our receivers on the outside to make the big plays. But it's going to come down to Howell's arm. As Richardson probably should have kicked it out to the left for more space, but they'll start at the 33. Still plenty of time with a little over 4 to go. They'll open up this drive with a screen. Walker gets a few blocks and will get tackled out of bounds for 8. Walker has over 100 yards in the first half, and he's been quiet ever since because the offense has been forced to be one-dimensional, and that might have been a mistake. As Howell connects with Metcalf there, and it's good to see those two be on the same page. Deep drop. He'll try his direction again, going deep, and knocked down. Ball never got there. Seattle going empty on 2nd down. Fires over the middle, and it hits the lineman in the head. That's probably the most accurate he's been all game if we were playing whack-a-mole. Routes get congested, and more pressure affects him, and a penalty marker is on the field. And this will be against the offense. Jacksonville declines. It's 4th and 10. Converted one earlier. Here he'll try to Metcalf deep, and it's not even close. And the Jaguars will take over. They have it from the 44. Lawrence hands it off to Etienne. He has some space on the left side, and Travis Etienne rips off another big run, and this offense is trying to put the finishing touches to this game. Seattle now commits to the run, but it's a pass to the outside. One man to beat, and Tucker gets bear caught, and it's a touchdown. Brenton Strange, the unlikely hero of the game, pretty much puts to bed of any hopes for the Seahawks to mount a comeback. And we fell into the biggest trap game we could have ever imagined, as Howell gets knocked down again. Abdullah has Jacksonville's 5th sack of the day. They have the fewest sacks coming into today's game, and the pressure has been relentless. And more pressure, and this one nearly gets caught in the end zone, and the abuse goes on. 32nd ranked passing defense, and we can't even get 150 yards on the day. As Metcalf has this, and we'll get about 19 of it here. But it's 4th down, and we are down to the final 2 minutes. Needing 4, Powell has 2 men open underneath, and he misses them both. Both Metcalf and Lockett were open, but somehow he managed to miss both and throw this behind his receiver, and this will encourage us even more to consider moving up for a QB this offseason. Jacksonville added on a field goal, and we'll just see if we can get anything else on the board, as Metcalf has another catch, and he gets 21 yards. This is pretty much the final drive to this disaster of a game. They'll launch it to Cook. He's got it running down the sidelines, and this will be a touchdown. He's had a great day, but where was this all game? The onside kick to follow. It's a good one, but recovered by Jacksonville. And this 3-win Jaguars team gave us a major stunner, as Lawrence will put an end to our misery. After all the hype of how terrible Jacksonville's defense was, it was our defense that failed to show up in this game. But our offense also did absolutely nothing until it was too late that only fantasy managers cared about it, and we fall back to a 500 team. A horrific game by Sam Howell today, completing only 43% of his passes and getting sacked 5 times. A wasted performance by Walker, who's always excellent, but he only had 7 yards rushing in the second half along with a score. And even though Metcalf led the team in receptions, Sam Howell had a difficult time connecting with any of his receivers all game. The bomb to Cook at the end just made the stats look better. The headline though is how much pressure we allowed, and Lucas accounted for 2 of them. I don't even want to discuss the other side of the ball. Trevor Lawrence had all day in the pocket, he protected the football. There wasn't even a moment where I thought a turnover could even be a possibility. I just don't understand how this keeps happening to this team. We played an all-time game last week, and then it's like it never happened. They just vanished and let the Jaguars walk all over them. There's a part of me that wishes the offseason was here already so we could address some of these issues. But being at 8-8, I'm torn because the possibilities of the playoffs are still in play, which is wild to think about, being that we started 0-3 and still can't string along consistent games. We do have a huge issue to address this offseason, and that's the quarterback position. Sam Howell was given a golden opportunity this season as our starter, and he just did not live up to his expectations. Some of these throws in the game really are some head scratchers. He lacks deep accuracy, he misses wide open guys underneath, and hitting defenders' helmets before his own receivers' hands. Playoffs or not, we have to find his replacement, and when I gave him a financially friendly extension, I got criticism from the comments section. And I will humbly admit that I was so wrong, and I'm going to need to make better decisions moving forward. We also lost Byron Murphy for basically the rest of the season unless we make the NFC Championship game, but the chances are he's going to be shut down. We're also going to be down Zach Ballard as well as Junior Bates for the final game of the season against the Niners. We're getting really thin at a time where we really need to win this game. We currently trail the Niners by a game, but there are also 4 teams battling it out for the final 2 spots, and we have the short end of the stick because we need Tampa and or Carolina to lose as well, and beating the Niners, which is never easy. Because the last time Brock Purdy threw 6 touchdown passes against us on opening day, but he will not play due to an injury. That's huge, and his backup will be Zach Wilson. Wilson started against Arizona the last game. He threw for a touchdown in the loss. But last week was also his first game that he played since starting for the Jets, so it should be an interesting game. We do have Demarius Golston back for the next one, and after the amount of sacks we just took, this could not have come at a better time for his return. I also tried to sign Dalvin Tomlinson since we have no bodies on the D-line, but as you can see, we have no money. So we will be running out Keandre Coburn and Greg Gaines to get the job done. I just hope they stay healthy and do a better job than we did against Trevor Lawrence today. But that will be all for the episode. We're one game away from Season 2 possibly ending. If the season does end, I'm planning to post the off-season episode after Thanksgiving, but I want to get us to the playoffs, so we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.